An OCD sufferer is going to have to go the extra mile. They are going to have to take the extra risk because everything will feel super risky to an OCD sufferer. Hence why they are stuck in a compulsive loop. Hence why they are stuck doing compulsions, because that is their safety mechanism. That is their comfort trap, because they feel like if they do not do that compulsion, their whole world will come crumbling down. They feel like they will be haunted forever if they do not do that compulsion, if they do that exposure, if they take that risk. They feel like they will never, ever be at peace again, and they will just feel chronic guilt and chronic anxiety and chronic panic for the rest of their lives. But I'm afraid that is a trap. That is an illusion. Because think about this, would you be sat watching this video today if those compulsions were working? When you go on the extra safe side of caution, an OCD sufferer is very safe. They certainly stay on that extra safe side. Okay, they don't take many risks because everything will feel risky, like I say. But that is a trap. That restricts your life so much. Okay, your life and your OCD life bubble is becoming smaller and smaller and more restricted. And you'll see this when you look at the amount of avoidance you're doing. Look at the compulsions you're partaking in. You'll look at all the things that you're putting off in your life because it all seems too scary. That seems too much. This one's too difficult. This one's different. This one's real. Oh no, I have to just check this again because that's too scary. Oh, I have to just work this one out in the past because, this one's different. This one's the exception. This one's real from the previous one. So I've got to get clarity and certainty on this one because then I can be at peace. That's how it's going to feel. Okay? So we go the extra safe side of caution. Well, that isn't living. That's just existing. Because I'm sorry to break the news to you, but life involves so much risk. It involves risk taking. It involves taking that leap of faith at times. Because if you stay stuck in that safety bubble, your life, like I said, the parameters are getting smaller and smaller and more restricted until you're just existing. You're not living. Okay? And all of this comes down to inner control. Controlling things, controlling feelings, controlling thoughts, controlling your surroundings, controlling your environment, controlling what other people do. You triggered me. Your fault, you triggered me. Oh, this thing not being clean triggered me. This word that you said triggered me. This thing that you did triggered me. This thing in the past triggered me. So it's that internal control. And because once you get triggered, because it's an uncomfortable feeling, you then get scared of that trigger, fear. So you then go down the avoidance cycle of putting off whatever triggered you in the past, completely going on the safe side of caution to not get triggered. But then OCD is very crafty. It switches up, finds something else, and that then triggers you. Okay, so that's what it's going to do, right? So if you've been triggered, you go towards that. You view the triggers. What can I learn from that? And ultimately, you do not avoid. You do not. You don't just think to yourself, well, because that triggered me once, that means I can't ever get triggered again. That was terrible. That was the worst thing ever. I need to avoid that at all costs. Let's say, for example, you got triggered down the pub with your mates. Okay, because someone's making a rude joke. Someone's making a joke related to your fear, right? Associated to your fear. And you go, well, that triggered me, therefore I need to avoid the pub because I can't be triggered again. So then what you're doing there, you're avoiding the pub. So you're avoiding socialising, you're avoiding good quality time you're going to have down the pub with your mates. So you're avoiding that, therefore life's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Plus, the more you avoid that, you then go, okay, cool, I'm not feeling anxious, so I can avoid that again, happy days. But then OCD just switches up, finds something else, and then you then avoid that. And can you see how it operates here? And then your life is just one big avoidance bubble. Hence why I was housebound with OCD. Because no matter what I did, every time I answered to an avoidance, it would find something else, leaving me housebound. I was even getting triggered in my own house, right? Which you will do with OCD. You get triggered anywhere. There's no trigger-free zones. There is no comfort zones. There's an illusion. Safety is an illusion, right? When I was stuck with fear of death and sort of any kind of thing that I could obviously die, I could obviously die in public, of course. So I would then not take any risks, i.e. not travelling, not sort of to not extreme. I wasn't going to the extreme sports, but I wasn't maybe riding my bicycle because I might come off and hit my head and then die, right? I wouldn't really use public transport because what if something happens? What if I get involved in an incident and then die? So yet again, avoidance, my life's more restricted, the quality of life goes down. Okay, but that is an illusion because even when I stay home out of avoidance, and like I say, the fear of dying, out of avoid of getting hurt or being in a situation I've got no control over, I could be sat at home and I could have a heart attack right now. I could just drop dead in this chair. Boom, I'm gone. And this video will keep playing forever and ever and ever. I could fall down the stairs right now. I could be wearing my slippers. The slippers are a bit too big for me. I could fall down the stairs, break my neck, die, gone. So this safety of just existing, just to stay alive, just to stay safe is a myth because I could literally die in my own house. I could have a stroke in the night and die. Right? I could be walking to the kitchen to get my food and then cardiac arrest, boom, gone. Now, of course, there's more likelihood of dying. There's more likelihood of your fear happening if you are living life. But life is so short. Okay, we're all on borrowed time here, okay? When I die, I just go back to the state of non-existence as I was before I was born, right? So why spend this miraculous life that I have on this planet, the fact that I'm even here on this rock floating through outer space at some ridiculous speed, why'd I spend that just living in a safety bubble because I might die? I mean, we're all going to die, right? Yes, it may be sooner than expected, but we're all going to go anyway. Okay, so it's an illusion, these compulsions, this comfort, this certainty, this safety. It's an illusion. Because view it like this, okay? You are avoiding life to stay alive to then further avoid life. I am not saying go and take the most extreme risks ever and put your life in danger. I'm not saying that. Of course, caution is involved. Of course, I'm not saying be extreme, be utterly ridiculous. I'm not saying that. But an OCD sufferer treads on the safe side of caution. So you've got risk, you've got just neutral, and you've got safe/caution. Then you've got an OCD sufferer over here. I'm off camera. Over here, where they are the ultimate, ultra, extra safe side of caution. Now over there, in that zone of extra safety, it's a complete lack of life. It's just existing just to remain alive. But even then, that's not guaranteed, as I covered. Okay? So you are sacrifice, living, enjoyment, excitement, spontaneity, randomness, which you can get from different pursuits, different hobbies, different challenges in life. You're going to sacrifice all of that for the illusion certainty, right? The illusion of certainty. You're going to sacrifice all that. You're going to throw it all in the bin and go, well, no, because I can't put myself at risk here. Okay? Let's look at health OCD. People going to the doctors all the time. They're going to the doctors to get a test just to get certainty they're going to stay alive to then get more tests. I just got a call with somebody with health OCD. And when I said that, that really hit home. And I said it to myself many times when I was stuck with health OCD and health anxiety and just, like I say, the fear of dying and so on. I thought, I'm getting this test to get certainty that I'm then going to stay alive so I can then get more tests. I'm just existing, right? It's balance as well, okay? I am not saying, just to reiterate, to go and live the most crazy, carefree, reckless life. No, I'm not saying that, okay? But an element of risk is involved with life, especially if you want to really go for it and embrace it and enjoy it and live it to the utter maximum. It's going to involve risk, I'm afraid, okay? Otherwise, you will not take any risk at all, and then no progress will be made, and you'll be stuck in the same rut that you're in today, okay? You've got to take a risk, okay? So if you feel like you are treading on the extra safe side of caution, start taking more risks, okay? And everything will feel super and extra risky, right? The trap is when people say, would a normal person do this? Would a normal person do this? Let me think. Well, you're never going to know, are you? Right? Like with contamination OCD, this is a good one, good example. You could say, well, would somebody without OCD, would they be cleaning this? Well, you're never really going to know, are you? Unless you go and ask every human being on this planet, would you clean this? Would you clean this? Would you clean that? Would you clean this? You have to take that extra risk. Okay, of course there's a baseline hygiene, basic hygiene, okay? With contamination OCD, I'm not saying never wash your hands again. Yay, I'm not saying that, okay, for obvious reasons. But if maybe you pick something up that's deemed in your mind as slightly dirty, slightly contaminated, that's slightly infected, you take that risk and you don't wash your hands, okay? Because if you explained all the reasons why you should wash your hands to somebody about OCD, they'd say, yeah, go and wash your hands. But as an OCD sufferer, you know full well that you are trying to find every reason why you should do the compulsion. Okay? So this is why you hear me harp on about it all the time. Take the extra risk. Everything will feel ultra, super risky. Okay? Take that leap of faith. Otherwise, we cannot expect any kind of progress if we are staying in the comfort zone of risk-free. It will not happen, I'm afraid. You can do this with every theme. You know, if you had harm OCD, for example, just even going in the kitchen felt super risky because I thought, well, shit, there's sharp objects here. Driving OCD, even just getting in my car, it's just super risky. Hold on to the steering wheel like that, super risky. Okay, you don't drive around recklessly. You don't give a shit. Look out the window. No, of course not. You drive as safe as you can, please. But then it will feel extra and ultimate risky to a point where oh my God, just driving, this is super, super scary. Take the risk, okay? Because then it's easier to then not ever drive and stay in your house and stay in the comfort zone and then not living. Just go, you know what? I'm going to stare at the wall. I'm going to watch your TV series because that's super safe and I won't get triggered by that. I'm going to eat just bland, mundane food because I won't get ill from that. I'm not really going to go for some adventurous walks because I might get ill doing that. I might not enjoy that. I might feel shit, so what's the point? That kind of mindset is a disaster for OCD. It truly is. And for mental health, it's a disaster. Okay? So stop treading on the safe side of caution. If you wish to get better, if people come into me and say, Sam, I'll do all I can to get better. Okay, brilliant. Excellent mindset. Okay, what's your main compulsions? I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this. Right. First of all, exposure. You're going to do this. No, fuck that. That's way too difficult. Right. You just said to me you want to get better. Yeah, but I can't do that. Come on. Okay, if you want to get better, you're going to have to take leaps of faith. You're going to have to take leaps into the fire. That's how it feels, right? When I was doing exposures, it felt like I was getting off a boat into a battlefield, right? So it felt like I was walking into a war zone. I thought, well, I'm not even going to come out of this alive. That's how it felt. It felt life and death in that moment. That if I do this exposure, if I cut this compulsion, then I'm going to feel my life's in danger. That's how it's going to feel. Right, but ultimately you have to take that risk because everything with OCD will feel super, super, super risky and like your life's on the line. Okay, that is how it's going to feel. Take that extra risk, go the extra mile. If you're interested in one-to-one calls, please email phil@ocdrecovery.com. You can get in touch with the coaches here. So you've got me, so I'm Sam. You've got Rob, you've got Nick, you've got Momin, and you've got Gemma. So please email phil@ocdrecovery.com to get in touch. Bye-bye.